Good afternoon. George Cavaligos for HFT Bonds. Wow. I don't know, guys. Interesting stuff. Government shutdown, maybe tonight, midnight. Italians, government resigning. You know, not even a lot of talk about that stuff over here, but I guess the Italian bond market sold off pretty hard, but it did come back. I guess they're trying to put together some kind of a group of, you know, bureaucrats to run the country. Probably the best thing they could have happen to them. Back to our country. Bonds gapped higher last night, made new move highs by a couple ticks in the bonds, only 2 ticks. Again, it's kind of this, you know, 3 steps forward, 2 back trade still. It's a very difficult trade. Came in this morning, the market came back and filled the gap that it left on the opening yesterday. Tried to rally a couple times early this morning. It sold off pretty hard on some, you know, long liquidation. People taking profits after this nice rally and going to sit on their hands and await this nonsense out of Washington. It's kind of a tough call here. What does the market do on a resolution in Washington? I went back and looked over the last couple of years, and it's kind of a mixed bag. The last time we had this debt ceiling thing was passed was earlier, I believe in May of this year, and the bond market sold off and stocks sold off a little bit. The last time before that, I think, was in 2011. Bonds and stocks initially sold off on the debt ceiling passage, but then the bonds rallied hard on the U.S. debt downgrade as the stock markets globally sold off. So it's kind of a tough call here. The short-term trade markets left minor reversal patterns today with you know, red candlesticks. Not any kind of full-blown reversal. We did not close lower. We closed either unchanged and the bonds are slightly higher. The official settlements aren't out yet. We did see pretty good volume today, so there was kind of a shift. I think a lot of longs liquidated. The minor reversal pattern says we should retest today's lows. Problem is the stop on that pattern is last night's highs. It's not a great trade from here. I'm leaning towards maybe a retest of the lows, see what happens down there, possible, you know, make a new low and then reverse kind of trade. What I'm thinking is if we do make a lower low, and then the market might try to recover that previous low and then come back. That's my initial plan. I think it pays to be very cautious here. There's going to be a lot of headlines. There's also a lot of economic data coming out. I think Japan and China PMI numbers, European employment numbers. Tomorrow we have PMI data here in the States. You know, the PMI data that we saw today was stronger than expected overall. You know, these numbers have not been consistent. I don't think there's a real consistent economic growth or slowing to go on right now and drive a further trade. I think you want to look for high percentage setups and maybe just trade those. That's my game plan. We'll see what the overnight session and tomorrow brings. Have a great night, guys. Everybody be careful out there.